It was 1943, and the future for the Jews living in Palestine looked pretty bleak. The Germans had advanced all the way to Egypt, where Rommel's campaign was proving extremely successful. The British, who were in charge of Palestine at the time, had begun burning all of their documents in anticipation of the Nazis' occupation. One man didn't subscribe to that vision. Rabbi Yosef Shlomo Kahneman had been the rabbi of the town of Ponevezh in Lithuania. He'd been on a mission to Israel in 1939 and had become stuck there. Despite his best efforts, his family and his entire yeshiva in the town of Ponevezh had been obliterated. Rabbi Kahneman was 60 years old, and he saw a hill, a bare hill, in the town of Birnbaum, which was just a few scattered houses at the time. And in 1943, he decided that he was going to buy this hill, and this was where he would rebuild his yeshiva. He went to the chief rabbi of the time, Rabbi Herzog, and told him about his plans. Rabbi Herzog looked at him gently and said to him, "You're dreaming." He said to him, "I may be dreaming, but I'm not sleeping." Rabbi Kahneman went ahead with his illustrious plans. He borrowed money and bought the land, and a few years later, the yeshiva of Ponevezh was rising on that hilltop above the town of Bnei Brak, where it stands to this day, and thousands of students learn in its buildings. In this week's parasha, the story of the spies, where we have the Jewish people about to enter the land of Israel. The spies bring back a report that the inhabitants there are too strong, and the entire people cry, they wail to God because they're sure they're going to be wiped out. Rabbi Moshe Shapiro asks an interesting question. What do we expect of the people? Militarily, they were overwhelmed. How is it that we expect them to know any better? And why were there such severe consequences for this episode? He answers that although in other areas of life, we have to make our calculations, we have to know exactly how and when we're going to succeed, when it comes to the land of Israel, we have to realize that there is a miraculous element to it. The story of the Jewish people and its connection to the land of Israel cannot be understood without the context of God helping us every single step of the way. And when the people forgot this, they were no longer deserving to live in the land of Israel. Nowadays, we are blessed that we're able to go to Israel, to visit it, and please God, we'll have that opportunity once again soon. But let's remember that the land of Israel, divorced of God, divorced of the Torah, of the mitzvot, is something which is not sustainable. Wishing you a very good, happy and healthy Shabbat.